Hey everybody, welcome to John's Guitar Lounge. I'm Johnny Stewart, and today I'm going to show you 3 fundamental things that you have to know how to do to play the guitar. Subscribe to my channel, hit that little bell icon, which will give you alerts every time I post a new video. So the first thing you have to know how to do when you're playing the guitar is you have to know how to tune your guitar. Now that might seem like a really simple fundamental thing, but there are some tips in here that even if you already think you know how to tune a guitar, there are tips that I'm about to share with you that will help you tune it even better and make sure that it is right in tune and super precise so you can have the best playing experience, and most of all so other people listening to you can have the best listening experience, because no one's going to want to hear you play if your guitar's out of tune. So there are all kinds of guitar tuners on the market. There are guitar tuning pedals, there are electronic tuners that you can plug a guitar into. There are tuners that'll clip right onto the end of the headstock here that you can have when you're playing, and you can keep it right on the end of the headstock there, and it's always there, always tuning for you. But I think the coolest invention for guitar tuning is right on an iPhone and all sorts of smartphones. There are a ton of free guitar tuner apps now on iPhones and other phones. I have an iPhone, so that's what I'll show you today. But I love this Gibson app, and this is the guitar tuner on the Gibson app. And I'm just going to show you how to tune a guitar. Now, I'm not going to go through every single string because I don't want to bore everybody. See, right now I'm playing my high E string, and see how it's showing that that's a little bit low, -4. For a guitar with strings on both sides of the headstock and tuning pegs on both sides, you want to turn it clockwise toward the body of the guitar to raise the pitch. And if you need to lower the pitch, which I'll show you in a second, you're going to want to turn it the other way. That high E string is a little bit low, so we're going to turn it. We're going to turn the tuning peg, see? We're going to turn it to the right and toward the body. And now it's going up. And now, when it's in tune, I'll show you what it looks like on this app here. And you get the green. And just about every tuner out there that I've seen has some sort of a similar system where it'll show whether you're flat or whether you're sharp, so you know which way you've got to adjust the tuning peg, which way to turn it. And it should make it very easy for you to know when you are in tune. Now, let me do the rest of these strings here. And now my G string is sharp, see? So what do I do to get the pitch down? Now we have to turn it the other way. So away from the body and toward the headstock. Now when you're playing, your guitar strings are usually going to have a tendency to go flat. So the way to help avoid that is when you've got a string that's sharp when you're tuning your guitar, you don't just want to tune it down and then stop as soon as it gets to the correct pitch, like this is now. That's on the correct pitch, but I'm not going to stop there. I actually want to go a little bit past it and go further down. See? So now it's a little bit flat, but I'm now going to tune it up. And why am I doing that? When you tune up, you're tightening the string. So you're tightening the tuning peg and you're tightening the string. And I don't know if it's physics or whatever you want to call it, but that gives it a tendency to stay in tune better. If you loosen the string and make the string go further down in pitch, when it's sharp, then that string is going to want to keep losing its elasticity and keep on stretching out a little bit more, which means the string is going to go flat. So just remember, you always want to tune up to the pitch, not down to the pitch. So now I'll just do the rest of these. And then, once all your strings were in tune, you always want to check them again, because, see, now a couple of the strings are a little bit flat. And why is that? That's because as you change the tuning on each of the strings, one by one, that's going to slightly change the tension on the neck, which means that the rest of the strings are going to pull out of tune just a little bit, or at least they can. And that's true whether it's the most expensive guitar or the cheapest guitar in the store, or whatever you got, that's always going to happen that way. And then we're right in tune. Now, if you don't have a tuner with you, there's another way to tune just by ear, and that's the traditional way. I'm not going to show that in this video because I don't want to bore people, but I will show that in another video, so especially if you want to see it. So if you want to see that, tell me in the comments that you want me to make that video, and I will make it ASAP so you can see how to tune by ear, just using the other strings on the guitar. Now, if you're enjoying this video, then please hit that like button so it'll tell YouTube to push it out to more people so they can learn from it too. The second fundamental thing you have to know how to do if you want to play the guitar is you have to know how to properly hold your guitar pick so you can strum properly. Now, I personally love these coconut shell picks, and these are made by Rocky Mountain Slides. I'll put a link in the description below so you can order some if you want, and these are incredible. I love them so much. But no matter what kind of guitar pick you use, you want to hold the pick so that the point of the pick is going to come into contact evenly with all the strings. And so just play whatever kind of chord you want. This is a G chord I'm playing, just if you want to try it with me. See, I've got the point of the pick positioned right on those strings. See, if I turn it and it's off a little bit, you can miss some strings. See, like if you've got like the rounded edge or something, you're gonna miss some strings and it's not gonna be as clear. See, it's not as clear and it's awkward, but you put that point of the pick right by those strings and you're gonna get a clear, beautiful tone every single time. Now for strumming, and I've got another video that's all about strumming, so check that out for a lot of strumming tips, but just remember, you want to move your arm at the elbow when you are strumming. So you want to be moving your arm at the elbow, just like this, right at the elbow, when you're strumming. And that's whether you're strumming slow like that or if you're strumming fast. A lot of people want to put a lot of wrist action into it, or they hold their arm really rigid and they try to strum like this, and see how choppy that is? That's all choppy and it sounds terrible, and that's because you don't want your arm to be stiff. You want to be moving it freely right at the elbow to get a nice, clear, even tone. Now for the third thing that you have to know how to do to play the guitar, everything I just said about not moving your wrist too much and moving at the elbow, you're going to forget about that, because what I'm going to show you now has a completely different principle. And this is when you want to pick individual strings. So if you want to play any lead things or something, or just play like shorter chords or riffs like that, you want to keep your arm secured and sort of anchored, not like squeezing super tight. Don't ever squeeze anything super tight, because then everything's going to tense up and nothing's going to flow. You want to just be going easy and have stuff flow. But when you're picking individual notes and individual strings, instead of strumming right through all the strings, you want to do a lot of stuff just with your wrist. And that is true whether you're playing lower strings like this, or the highest strings, or anywhere in between. Notice I'm not moving my wrist a ton. I'm not keeping my wrist super still and tight like that, see? You see how terrible it sounds when I keep my wrist like super rigid and locked in and I'm moving at the elbow? See, you can't really sync and you can't really get precision. To get really good precision and to play individual notes well, you want to be moving that wrist. Keep that arm in place. Again, not super rigid and tight. Just keep that arm there for leverage, and you're mainly just going to be moving your wrist to play those individual notes. See, and then notice when I'm going back to playing chords again, now I'm moving my elbow again. I sure hope you enjoyed this video and that it helps you play guitar better and have more fun while you play. Subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything, like this video, and I will see you next time right here in John's Guitar Lounge. Take care.